It's time for the Nebraska Football Coaches Show. Proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman placed product to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. Also brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealers.
2nd and 6. At the 23, ball splits the hash mark. Snap from under center. Raiola rolls to his right under pressure. Throws lefty to Lindenmeyer in the flat at the 25. Zigzags for a first. Luke Lindenmeyer gets it to the 35. What can't DR do? Raiola out of the gun. Johnson saddle left. Barney in motion right to left with 3 wide. Snap and a play fake. Boots left. Zips it over the middle. Caught by Quinn Clark. There he goes to midfield. Cuts right to the numbers 40, 30, 25. Ridden out of bounds to the 22. Femi Ichiboy motions into the backfield. 2 wide receivers wide left. Solo man running. Chest high snap. Free rusher Watson Trent wraps up Lindsey. He gets smothered and brought down. A black shirt party in the backfield.
Now, alongside head coach Matt Rule, here's your host, Kyle Crooks, on the Huskers Radio Network.
All right, let's do it. Another week, another game. Nebraska Football Show presented by Channel. We have the head man in studio here tonight, so a very special hour talking Husker football. We'll be joined in the final segment by defensive back Sierra Wright. But first things first, getting set for Northwestern. We welcome in Matt Rule here. It's good to see you, Coach. Another week of preparation. Your team's ready to go, and get ready to get back at home.
Yeah, great to be back home. Really hot Northwestern team coming in, 5-2, won 4 in a row. So great game, and again, excited to do it in front of our family and friends.
And getting back to practice, and I really like the Monday press conference, just the ownership and the leadership at the podium. But overall, how have you seen that transition itself to the practice field this week?
I think everyone within the team is disappointed with the way we played last Friday night. We had our opportunities, we didn't take advantage of them, and so I think we've had a focused team this week. You're still trying to, anytime you go through something like that, you're disappointed. You have to get over that, but at the same time, let it burn you a little bit. You can't just forget about it. And I've seen guys work at a really high level this week. With that being said, this is a difficult opponent, and there's a lot to prepare for. So we've spent the time, worked hard at it, and we'll do it all the way up until 11 o'clock on Saturday.
Have you seen from the players maybe a level of anger or angst that's necessary after a game like that? I mean, you don't want to put too much into one result, right? Because then you start to you think of something maybe that you're not in the negative. But have you seen the necessary response that you were hoping for after last Friday night?
Yeah, I think for us, I think the biggest thing is not making it, necessarily about the result, but about the standard and the way we played. You couldn't leave that game and say, hey, we were the more physical team. It was 7-6 at the half, and that's a close ball game. And you punt them down to the 2-yard line, make a play, get a big punt return, go ahead, take the lead, and do what we've been doing. And we weren't able to do that. So I think anytime that happens, you just have to go back to the basics, back to the fundamentals, back to blocking and tackling, make it football. And I think our guys have had the right intensity about that.
It's interesting. We were talking in our radio interview last week. You brought up the struggles coming out of the locker room in the third quarter. Is there something that you can pinpoint as a coach specifically why things haven't gone well, at least coming right out of the half in some of these Power 4 games?
I wish I could. I wish I knew it. I think it's one of those deals where we're trying to address everything. I think one of the biggest things, though, is we always sometimes have a tendency maybe to think it's like, is it something, mindset-wise? Is it something? It's usually just football, right? It's usually just a missed block, a missed play, and so having the ability to get our intentional focus back coming out of the locker room should be the best time. Should be the best time in the world. We should have so much juice. We went back in the locker room. We regrouped. We came together. And I think a lot of our players, they're trying to lead. They're trying to figure out how to lead in those moments, what to say, how to handle it. And, we have another chance this week. They're playing a team that won't go away, that won't, that will battle you for 4 quarters. That is as tough a team as there is. And so, we'll have to be elite at halftime and elite coming out of the half.
Well, watching and hearing some of the players talk this week, just the overall leadership from the guys, and specifically Dylan with so much that's on his shoulders. What have you seen from him this week? I got a chance to talk to Sierra today, one of those vocal leaders for the Black Shirts. Just the player leadership this week step up for you guys.
Well, I think part of it is identifying, hey, what didn't go right last week, let's correct that, and getting a focus back on to making sure that we're always right, not worrying about who the opponent is, worrying about what they do, but worrying about making sure that we're right. And so you can hear it, but it's got to come from the locker room. And I think that those guys have owned that, and they're trying their best this week to make sure that they are whole and ready and mentally ready for what will be a 60-minute battle.
Offensively, when you look to get back on track, what are some of the things that are highlighted, bullet-pointed for you coming into this game this week that you need to see a little bit differently?
Well, we have to protect the quarterback. That's catch the ball when you're open. That's run great routes. That's elite communication. That's straining on the offensive line. That's running the football. That's scoring touchdowns in the red zone so you can take a lead and change the tenor of the game. That's coaches, players, everybody. And so we haven't had many games like that where we couldn't even get in the end zone. And we haven't had any since I've been here. And so it's humbling. But all you can try to do is either a tremendous missed opportunity or it's a tremendous learning opportunity. And so trying to turn it into a learning opportunity, I think, is the key. And I've liked the way our guys have approached it.
It's probably an obvious answer to this, but communication-wise, when you lose two starters, Rocco goes down with injury, Elijah gets the targeting penalty. I don't think I've ever seen that just watching football on an offensive lineman. You know, it's a similar play that you see a bunch in linemen diving after the whistle, but it was what it was. Communication-wise, how much does that struggle the overall offensive line when you lose two starters like that?
Well, it's hard for most offensive lines to find the cohesive gelling of five guys. Now you take out two and you add in two more, that's seven. But with all that being said, we trust all our players, and we believe in our guys, and we expect them to go out there and play really, really well. We don't want to make any excuses. At the end of the day, the product, wasn't good enough. And so the two guys coming back, Rocco had surgery on Sunday, and he's right back into practice. So the two guys coming back will be ready to go. The guys who stepped in and played really well in their place, and in Turner and Tyler, they'll be ready to go. Teddy Prohaska will be ready to go, and we'll trust that those guys are going to play their best game.
DNA of a guy like Rocco. I mean, I think it was said that there was a bone sticking out of his hand. I mean, it was vicious. It's a vicious injury. It's a vicious sport. And same with V9. I mean, he was trying to play through pain this past Friday. But the DNA of this team, it sort of speaks to it, especially those two guys, Rocco and V9, the way that they're just trying to gut through it and be out there for their teammates, right, Coach?
Yeah, sometimes there's a mentality nowadays like, hey, I'm not 100%. I don't want to hurt the team. I don't want to put bad things on tape, and I understand that. But it's always great when you have those throwback guys that want to play no matter what, And we miss not having V9 out there for long stretches. He's a tremendous player and a real spark giver. When you look at that game, when they had that 98-yard drive, a 4th and 3, earlier in the game, a 4th and 1, you're looking for one guy to make one play. And so when you lose guys like that, you expect other guys to step up, but you're excited when you get them back because V9's an energy giver. And so I appreciate the way that those guys are battling to get back out there and play, and I think they'll make us better.
And I think when you look at this defense, especially the pass defense that has been so good this year, and you see the young guys that have stepped in, Donovan Jones and Rex Guthrie, and I look at an older guy, but Andrew Marshall trying to create a name for himself, stepping up a level to the FBS. But overall, that unit, I know you want to see it improve a little bit more in terms of coming down on the box and tackling. But the youth, how has it impressed you here as we head into the back half of the season?
Yeah, I think we've done a lot of really good things defensively at times. What we haven't done is just been consistent enough for 4 quarters, and I think you hit the nail on the head. A lot of that's just been from the secondary standpoint, tackling and giving up the home run, giving up the 74-yard run. But those guys are playing good football. They're doing a lot of really good things. They're learning on the job. Rex is a redshirt freshman. Donnie's a redshirt freshman. Andrew's been a joy to have here, and they'll be tested this week. 17 for Northwestern's as good. Transfer from South Dakota State is as good as receivers will face. The run game is multiple, and it comes after you. So we'll need all those guys locked in and on point. And when the time comes to go make the play to get off the field and prevent that long drive in the third quarter, I'll trust that those guys will make it.
Tackling-wise, I mean, once you get into the season, I assume you're not doing as much contact or tackling as you do in fall camp, right? Is it hard in season to fix some of those tackling issues because these guys need a little bit time away from the physicality to get ready for a game day and heal up?
Yeah, the issue I have is that we haven't had this problem the previous 2 years. We've tackled well and stopped the run and practiced the way we practice. And so For me, it's each player taking it upon themselves to take one more step, to stop diving and laying out and come up and strike and try to strike with dominant contact, same foot, same shoulder, all the things that we teach. And so we're still drilling it. To your point, you can't drill it every day like you do in training camp, but we have to drill it because we are not tackling at the level that we are accustomed to, and that's obviously been disappointing.
What have you seen from your defensive front, that defensive line? What has stood out? What do you need more of? What do you like so far from that front group and defensively?
We always talk about earning the right to rush the passer. We have a bunch of guys that can get after the quarterback, but you have to stop the run in order to put people in passing situations. And that's not just, that's tackling. That's those guys creating havoc plays, mayhem plays, and getting tackles for loss. That's the offense scoring touchdowns in the red zone. So instead of it being 7-6, it's 14-7, and the score starts to change. But you see guys stepping up. You see guys getting better each week. You see guys making plays that maybe they didn't make before. And so, with each week they get better and better and better. And we'll need that this week.
You look at all the PFF numbers, and I don't necessarily know if it's the smartest thing to look so much into that and put so much stock into that. But every week, most weeks, I seem to see a tweet about Williams-Nwaneri. He's the highest-ranked defensive lineman in the Big Ten PFF rankings. When you evaluate Williams-Nwaneri, the head coach of the Huskers, what do you see from him?
I see him doing good things. I see way more that he can do. I see the sky's the limit for him. I don't look at the PFF rankings. I have seen some things on social media, like the most hurries and things like that. And I think the biggest thing is turn those hurries into quarterback hits, turn those quarterback hits into sacks, being relentless in the run game, practicing all the time at a high level. You get beat up this time of season, but I'm proud of where Will's come. He's come a long, long way, and you look at Will, you look at Keona, you look at you look at those guys out there, Riley. You see a bunch of guys that are really in their second year of competition, and just know that they'll get better and better and better. And each week, I think you see that Will take a step.
I had a chance to talk to Elijah Judy a couple weeks ago, and he mentioned his wedding. He's recently married, of course, Coda. I see Coda at the training table, and he mentioned the story about you were his best man, right? Yeah. Can you take the audience through? Because I think the story's been told on social media, but a lot of Husker fans are on social media. Can you tell that story about how that came about?
Yeah, I mean, we were sitting there one day in the spring. It was Jarrett, Sean, and myself, and he called and said, "Coach, are you free?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Hey, would you come be a part of my wedding? We're getting married today." And I'm not sure if I was like the last minute fill-in guest, but I was honored to do it. I went and put a coat and tie on, and I don't know if I put a coat and tie on. I don't even know if I had one. I can't remember what I had on. Something as nice as I can wear. And drove to Omaha and was there for him and Maya as they got wed, and it was really honestly one of the honors of my career to be a part of man and wife coming together and a family being born.
Yeah, I mean did you give a speech? I know it was a smaller thing, and maybe he's getting set to have a bigger celebration. But did you give a speech?
No, I just was there and just a part of it, and took pictures with him and congratulated him and. At one point, held Coda at one point.
Yeah.
So it was really a fun thing to be a part of.
And we'll get back to more football. But have you been the best man at a wedding before? Have you had to give that speech before? Put together the bachelor party, all that?
Not really. I don't have many friends, so I've been invited to many weddings. I spoke. I think I gave a speech at my sister's wedding. As being a coach, I've unfortunately had to give a eulogy at a player's funeral before. So I've been a part of some hard moments. So to be a part of a blessed moment was truly amazing. And
you probably get from Husker fans, Coach. Do you get like invitations to weddings sent to you all the time? I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, I get a couple hundred a year, which I'm grateful for, and Julie and I are grateful for. And Julie has to kind of be very careful because we've had a couple like former players who, when they send it, like usually it's in the name of the bride to be, and so Julie might not recognize the name, so we have to make sure we go through methodically. We don't go to many weddings, Julie and I, anymore. We're probably getting a little too old for that. So if one of our kids gets married, I'm sure we'll go to that. But I always tell all our players and all the young guys who work for me, just invite us, man. We'll send a nice gift and wish you the best. But we're grateful that any Husker fan would think enough of us to ask us to be a part of their special day.
Well, I love that story with Elijah, and I'm sure you'll be the best man at future weddings from some of your players. We'll step aside here on the Nebraska Football Show presented by Channel. Still more to do here with Coach. Sierra Wright will be in our final segment. We'll preview Northwestern coming up in our next segment. Fans, as a farmer, challenges arise daily. With the new enhanced Channel Seed brand, you can tackle them all. Rise to the challenge with Channel. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Also, CVA Grain helps protect your legacy. Download and activate CVA Connect today. Learn more at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. We continue with Coach right after this.
Hey Huskers, what would you do with up to $75K to upgrade your irrigation game? Automate that tough corner of your farm, add remote monitoring, or finally swap out that old pivot? Valley Irrigation just kicked off a bold $100,000 grant backing growers with real plays. 2 big awards, 1 chance to turn your irrigation challenge into a game-winning drive. See the playbook at valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. Just log in and grab an instant $50 Valley Parts or Service voucher. Here's the snap, valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
Because my mom wore her seatbelt that day, I get to hug her when I go home.
And then it clicked. Because I wore my seatbelt, I learned that one moment in time can change a person's life forever.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The day we were hit was the second to last day of our high school careers.
We were about to graduate as best friends together.
And then it clicked. Because we wore our seatbelt that day, we still get to experience life together.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture. Go Big Red!
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $4.99 a month and 0 down.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $4.99 a month and 0 down.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Fans, as a farmer, challenges arise daily with the new enhanced Channel Seed brand. You can tackle them all. Rise to the challenge with Channel. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Kyle Crooks, joined by the head coach, Matt Rule, here on the Nebraska Football Show, presented by Channel. Rolling along, a couple more segments left with Coach. Big week coming up. You mentioned it. You've already talked about it. Northwestern's a really good football team coming in here, and David Braun, what a job he's done now in his third season. Off to a 5-2 start, 3-1 in Big Ten play. Of course, they won at Penn State. That was the big marquee win for them, but they're coming off a shutout. I mean, that's hard to do in the Big Ten, Coach.
Yeah, and it was against a Purdue team that was really hot the week before. So, they're I think they're sixth in the Big Ten in rushing. They can really run the football. The quarterback, Preston Stone, who transferred in from SMU, has played it really well. As I said, the wideout 17 from South Dakota State is a big play threat who wins on third down. And defensively, they're stout and physical, a really, really, really good defensive line. So they're a tough, hard-nosed team that is playing really well.
And even their offense coordinator, too, comes from South Dakota State, and Wilde comes from South Dakota State. It's the championship DNA that I think is very specific with those two guys. And Griffin Wilde's the receiver who you're talking about. He's 8th in the league in catches per game, 9th in receiving yards. But there's a certain one that the chip on the shoulder from FCS to FBS, but there's a championship DNA in those guys that you get from South Dakota State and North Dakota State, right?
Yeah, they've won a ton. Winning begets winning. When you've been in a place that's won, that mindset, you expect good things to happen. You understand the price it's paid. You understand that nothing's easy. You understand the battle that every game's going to require, and so you learn to love the battle. You don't just want to win. You want to be victorious by playing winning football, and so they've got the right people in the building, and it's showing up with the way they play.
I always want to get your thoughts on in the trenches for an opponent in the Big Ten, but offensive line specifically with them, it seems like they're really good up front. I mean, we mentioned the success in the run game, and they have two backs that have been successful this year. One that was probably their lead back going in. They got injured early on in the season, but their offensive line, those two running backs, what specifically do those two groups present?
Well, the backs are dynamic and explosive. Even late in the game against Oregon, I think they took one about 60 yards. Outran everyone. So they have a great run scheme. They run outside zone, they run power, they run counter. They're going to stick with it. Part of that is they play really good defense, so they haven't gotten behind. They got up on UCLA 17-0. They went back and forth with Penn State. They got up on Purdue, so they've been able to get up and really lean on the run game. But as you said, when it comes down to it, they can get open. They can throw the football as well, and so they're a complete team.
And Preston Stone, the quarterback, you mentioned he has a lot of experience at SMU, and he's a few years removed from throwing 28 touchdowns in a season to just 6 interceptions. I think the interception number is high for him, but a lot of that was in one game against Tulane. And since that first game of the year, I think he's been 10 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So it seems like he's taken a lot better care of the football of late.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the hot names coming up a couple of years ago. I think he got injured at some point and
broke his leg.
So someone else went in and got that opportunity. And credit to him, he's resilient, he's tough, he's found a new place, he's found a system that fits him, and he's played really well. To your point, the Tulane game was sort of almost at this point an outlier. It was the first game of the year, and they've gotten really hot since then.
And, up front defensively for them, overall, you look at the numbers, really good defensively. Defense travels in this league. They have 2 really good edge rushers at the defensive end spots. Just what pops out on tape about what they have defensively, because there's a lot of good there.
Yeah, they don't beat themselves. They have a system. It's the old North Dakota State defensive system. They know how to do it at a really high level. They play with shocking effort. Their D-line is really stout, and as you said, their edge rushers are outstanding. And so they present a challenge really at every level. They've got good players, and it's not one of those teams where it's like, hey, we can beat them with this, or hey, they don't handle this well. They're really sound. You have to outplay the other team if you want to win the game.
About your interactions with their head coach, David Braun, he comes in, he's interim head coach, wins 8 games right away. I mean, that in itself is incredibly hard to do. But when you see the DNA of, it's probably a cliche question, but the DNA of his teams over the last couple of years, what do you see from just Northwestern and the expectation of what you're going to get?
Well, I think, we played them that first year. We were able to beat them that first year, and they came back, and to your point, they won 8 games. In a really tough situation, a really controversial firing of Pat Fitzgerald, a guy that I think even his son was on the team, I believe, at the time. So I'm sure there were lots of guys that had very mixed emotions about it. You're the defensive coordinator, and the coach gets fired. You have to take over. And I thought he just brought stability. He sort of stayed steady in the boat and didn't overreact, didn't panic. They weathered the storm last year. They put together a good team this year, and he's doing a great job. And so. They're not even in their stadium right now. They're playing sort of in that on the lake stadium, but none of that matters to them. They just play good football, and so we'll understand that we're playing a complete team and a really well coached team.
I think you've talked about it a bunch, but how good the Big Ten is as a whole. Teams like Maryland don't get talked about enough on the national scene of how deep it is. We tend to talk about the SEC's depth a little bit more and not enough about the Big Ten's depth. But when you see how Northwestern, a season that they're having, and just coming from Maryland and teams like Minnesota, but when you look at the 18 teams in this league and how tough it is, and Oregon loses on their home field to Indiana, who's a juggernaut now. I mean, it's like a prize fight every single week, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you factor in travel, weather, playing 9 conference games instead of just playing 8, so the toll it takes on your body. And to your point, there's lots of good teams. There's a bunch of 5-2 teams. There's 3 teams that are kind of maybe a class ahead in terms of their record, and then a bunch of teams at 5-2 that are going to battle it out. So nothing's easy, nothing's given. We learned that last week. Every team's going to show up every single week, especially when you go to someone else's place. And so, I think that's why we're so excited to be at home. It should be as raucous an atmosphere as Northwestern's been in this year. And then they've played at home, they've been on the road, but Memorial Stadium's a special place, and so we're looking forward to capitalize on that.
At what point in the week do you completely turn the page from Minnesota? The lessons are still there, but where you stop talking about what was and now what is and what has to be for this team?
The only time I talk about what happened is when I'm talking to the media or you guys really after the game's over. Yeah. It's on Sunday we call it Tell the Truth Sunday. We learn from it and we move forward. If something's very specific football-wise, we'll address it. With that being said, I think that feeling from last week, when you lose a game at Nebraska, you feel like you've let an entire state down. You feel like you've let a lot of people down, and so it sticks with you. And so you can't let it make you sad. You can't let it hold you back, but it can burn you and push you forward and make you fight to be the best version of yourself. And so I know that's what it's doing to me. I'm counting on it. It's doing that to our players, we're anxious to go back out there at home and play.
Great stuff with Coach. One more segment coming up here with Coach Rule. Again, we'll have Sierra Wright coming up in the final segment here on the Nebraska Football Show presented by Channel. Fans, contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. More with Coach right after this.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture. Go Big Red!
1 year, 0 interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed program will receive 100 units of free CVA Elite soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
This is a commercial for Pioneer Seed Corn.
In 1926, Pioneer revolutionized farming with the first commercial production of hybrid corn, and we've been innovating ever since.
The one that started it all, the #1 seed to beat, the one for you.
In 2026, we celebrate a century of innovation. Plant the 100th season. Plant Pioneer. Visit pioneer.com/100.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha. Call SOS, a trustworthy company since 1950. Their technicians don't earn commission. This equals fair treatment to their customers. SOS is a family-owned third-generation company, and now to celebrate the 75th year in business for a limited time, get a new York AC or furnace for $75 per month. Get you and your loved ones comfortable again with SOS.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Call 402-391-2336.
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
At CVA Grain, every load is more than a crop. It's your legacy. From high-speed unloading to premium grain markets and fast ACH settlements, smart contracts, risk management options, and local expertise help producers market smarter. With CVA Connect, you can sign contracts, check tickets, and monitor market prices all from your device. Learn more at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Welcome back in, Nebraska Football Show presented by Channel. It's now time for the Alumni Hall Alumni of the Week. Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience with the largest and best selection of apparel, vault gear, and tailgate accessories. Shop their 2 Lincoln locations or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Huskers shop. Let's go back in time, Russ, and let's play a highlight here for Coach.
4 down linemen for Nebraska to snap back. Little delay, handoff to Johnson. It's blown up. Malik Collins drills him at the 19-yard line. It's a loss of 3. It's 4th down.
What a hit. Malik Collins shoots through the line of scrimmage and drilled Johnson.
Coach Malik Collins, what a Husker, what a pro. He's had a great NFL career.
He sure has. He was in the league when I was there, and someone that we tried to get at one point. Dominant interior presence. And I saw something the other day, I don't know who it was talking about how he's one of the hardest people there is to block in the National Football League. So I've been great for a long time.
Yeah, so a lot of great Huskers in the NFL. I've seen Amir Abdullah for my Colts as well. Has had a great season and reemerged as well. Colts, one of the best teams in the NFL. I'm a Colts fan, so I bring it up a lot on the radio. But to see a guy like Daniel Jones and the reclamation projects we've seen at the quarterback position, but I know you don't get as much time to watch the NFL, but when you see some of those guys, like how much does a change of scenery maybe help a player in the NFL? Like a Daniel Jones or a Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I think a change of scenery can be really good. I think sometimes it's also like the system that they're in. Something might be a better fit for a guy, and I think also sometimes, quarterback is really a cognitive position. It's the reps that you've seen and the things that you've seen. And there used to be a day where you drafted a guy and he waited a few years, and then he was ready and he played, and now we play guys right away. So sometimes they play for a couple of years, they go somewhere else, they get a chance to catch their breath and take the pressure off and play well. And so always been a really big Daniel Jones fan, and happy to see what he's doing. And
it also helps when Jonathan Taylor's your running back
right,
as
no
well.
doubt.
That helps. Military and Veteran Salute game this weekend. Very important. It's the annual, of course, honoring of the military and veterans, and very, very special day. The government shutdown is happening, so we're not sure if there's going to be a flyover and certain things. But for your team, how special is this weekend?
Yeah, I'd say the last 2 years it's been one of the highlights really of the season in terms of things off the field. We've had some of the military personnel that we're honoring. We've had them at practice. We've had them, line the tunnel walk. We've had their families there, and just seeing people who were, have taken the time to go overseas and dedicated themselves and sacrificed for us, and then see the impact it probably has on their family, and then to have that moment with their family together is really a cool thing. So. Anxious to do it again. Anxious to hopefully provide some energy and some positive memories for the people who have sacrificed so much.
When you look at a Husker fan that's listening right now, and I know for a radio interview, I always ask you about keys to the game. But when you think keys to the game against this Northwestern team, what stands out for you? What are you telling your team?
Yeah, we have to stop the run, and we have to protect our quarterback. It's pretty simple. If you just go back and watch last game, I think that speaks for itself. I mean, if we can stop the run, they're averaging, I think, 190 yards. If that number can be a manageable number, and then we give ourselves a real good chance to win. And we have to protect our quarterback, be it running the football at a high level, guys getting open, guys picking up blitzes, the offensive line playing at a really high level. We love our receivers. We love the things that they can do, and we have to get the ball in their hands. I have to get the ball in Emmett's hands, and so I think winning the line of scrimmage on both sides would be the one major key.
I haven't talked to you about, and special teams have been such a plus for this team, and it was even good in the game against Minnesota. Archie pins him at the 2, and Cunnanon's been great this year. But Kenneth Williams, in that moment after Maryland, and putting a guy like that on scholarship from Lincoln High, and I got the chance to talk to him a few days after that. He was beaming with a smile. When you think of a guy like that, putting him on scholarship, truly a special moment for this program.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a tough guy. He runs down on kickoff too. He's not just he's a fast guy that can return kicks. He's tough as nails. At practice, when he's not playing tailback, he'll go over and be the scout team tailback, and you can tell the respect his teammates have for him. They'll hit him as hard as they can, and he'll hit him right back. And when they blow the whistle, he'll spin out and run. I mean, he's just a winner. And you get enough guys like that in the locker room. Then that starts to become the culture. And really, really happy for him that he had that moment. Happy he has a scholarship. But it's not going to be the highlight of his career. He's going to have other good moments, too, because he's a really good player.
And you mentioned the effort. I think it was Roman Mangini on special teams and how he was blocking a guy for like 9 seconds. But something like that sets the tone, doesn't it? Or even scout team guys during the week and the effort they put forth. But when you show that to the team of an effort from a guy like that who's looking to build, I mean, that says a lot about Roman.
Oh, I mean, I think our team, I think every guy on our team respects Roman Mangini. I mean, he's afraid of no one. He fears nothing. He loves to play football. He loves to practice. And I just think, in those moments when you have a dark moment, when you have a loss, when you have a game that didn't go the way you wanted, and then you look at the tape and you see guys playing really good football, it reminds you, like, hey, we're capable of this, and we just need enough guys doing this. And instead of being down in the dumps and feeling sorry for ourselves, let's get angry. Let's not get sad, though. Let's get angry and let's fight back. And I know Roman's going to fight back. I know Kenneth is going to fight back. And so why shouldn't everyone fight back?
Yeah. So overall, just the thought process, the feeling around practice this week, you satisfied with how this group has really put their attention to a new week, the energy that you've seen at practice overall getting set for this one? Yeah,
I've never had an issue with our effort. I think even in the last game, the media kept asking me, like, was there energy? What people said there's no, it's just we faced a really motivated team that was really ready to play. And I thought we had great energy. I thought we played hard. We just didn't make the key plays you need to make that give you like that dynamic spark, right? And so, our guys came back to the drawing board. They've worked really hard this week. But what we have to do is we have to get to the game and stack those plays together and put those plays together and play with great passion and energy, play with joy. Go out there and play together. Let the crowd get into it and make it a great day in Memorial Stadium.
We talked to Troy Dannon yesterday, and they're bringing some great events here. There was a concert that was just announced for Memorial Stadium, but the Savannah Bananas are coming here. I know you saw them at Fenway, right, over the summer.
Yeah.
What was your experience like with them, with the Bananas?
It was unbelievable. For a guy like me, it's timed. It's 2 hours, so the clock starts. So no matter what, it's going to be over. So you're not sitting there for 6 hours. Kyle Perry played here. He came up and saw my family and I, which was really cool. It was a true Nebraska moment, and lots of great entertainment, lots of great things, that were a part of it. So, to know that, Treaty Oak Revival's coming, Oklahoma Boys, to know that the Turnpike Troubadours, who are my absolute favorite live band, is coming as Out Elite, and then.
Are you the reason they're coming here?
No, I had nothing to do with it. Nothing. I know people think I have a lot to do with a lot of things, but Troy walks over and says, "Hey, by the way, the Savannah Bananas are coming," and I was all on board. I think it'll be a really cool thing for not just for the kids here in the state of Nebraska, but just for the families. I mean, I think families are going to have an amazing time, and it'll be really a really fun event.
Perhaps maybe we can see you in uniform that day for the Bananas.
Well,
who knows?
You should. I don't hit the ball very far, so I don't know if they want me out there.
Well, Coach, we know you coach football really well, so we appreciate you coming up here, chatting with us, getting set for Northwestern. I'm sure you're getting set to watch more film, so I always appreciate you stopping in.
Thank you very much.
Head football coach Matt Rule here on the Nebraska Football Show, presented by Channel. Fans Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. We talked to Sierra Wright. That's coming up next here on the Nebraska Football Show.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture. Go Big Red!
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your crawl space and damaging your home. Musty smells, sagging floors, mold are just a few signs your crawl space is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns: a free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
Welcome back in. Final segment of the Nebraska Football Show presented by Channel. Kyle Crooks back with you. Always great to chat with the head coach, Matt Rule, and he's off back to watching film in Northwestern, getting set to come in here. 11 a.m. kickoff, 7 a.m. Central Time. We'll have Husker game day and the start of our radio coverage. Did have a chance, an opportunity to chat after practice today, and I do not kid. He was the last person off the field, Sierra Wright. He was working with Coach Addison Williams, and this will be a part of our conversation, but one of the hardest workers in the room, one of those loud veteran voices for the Black Shirts. He's been forced to play a little bit of a different position this year because of the injury to Malcolm Hartzog. Sierra Wright has had to bump into nickel, so we talk about that and a lot more with one of the veterans of that defense. Here's my conversation with Sierra Wright. You're the last one walking off this field. I feel like anybody you talk to around this program, you're one of the hardest workers and last one off the field. Is that something that's always been what you do, just one of the hardest workers in the room?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think that, I just try to stick to a process and, throughout practice, like if there's things that I'm not sure about or things that I need to fix up, like I want to make sure I can get them after practice. And, Coach Addison is real helpful with, staying as long as he needs to make sure that everybody's on the right page.
How about your relationship with Coach Williams? He's out here with you, and how's that grown?
Yeah, it's been great. I'm very grateful for him being here. He's done a great job with the room. Also, making the transition for me, like playing different positions, teaching me everything, making sure that I'm comfortable out there. So I'm really appreciative of him.
And Sierra, you've had to bump inside to nickel with the injury to Malcolm. Just the transition of the versatility that you've had in the secondary. What's that been like, and how tough has that transition been?
Yeah, it's been a fun transition. I've never. It's a new position, new opportunity. And I've been excited about it, just getting to, learn more football. I think that's one of the main things for me, just getting to learn even more, understanding more things about run scheme and stuff like that. So I'm very happy that I've gotten this opportunity.
And the message this week from the players specifically, you guys talk, the leaders I'm sure you're one of the bigger voices in that room. What's sort of the message to the guys this week as you turn the page to a new opponent?
Yeah, just getting ready for anything. Going into this knowing that we're going into a battle and ready to fight for a full 4 quarters.
And Coach Rule, what's been the sort of underlying message this week as you guys get back after it on the practice field?
Yeah, I would say the same thing, that it's a battle and that you have to come in battling every play, that you can't take plays off or if somebody hits you that you fall on your heels, that if somebody hits you that you have to hit them back harder.
What's the biggest in terms of just improvements from week to week? What are you guys looking to get out of these practices this week?
Just effort. I think that's one of the things, staying on our effort and technique. I think that as the season gets longer, people start, getting banged up and it's tiring. But, making sure that we continue to harp, having, unbelievable effort and having crisp technique is something that, separates teams throughout the backstretch of the season.
And so here, some of the young guys in the secondary, Rex, Donovan, some of the others, how have you seen them continue to grow?
Yeah, they're just sponges, man. I think that they are really quick learners, and they soak everything in. So I think that, they've been excelling this year. I'm excited for them to continue to work and grow. They're young players that have big futures ahead of them.
And stats are one thing. I'm sure you guys take pride in how good of a pass defense that you've been so far. Do you guys just talk about some of the numbers and impressive things that you've done as a unit?
Yeah, I don't really know, honestly, much about like statistical like stats or anything like that, but I just know that we're focused on figuring out where we can improve every day and just make sure that we stay on our technique. I think that's one of the things that we emphasize as a group, just staying on our technique, getting together, watching film together, just making sure that we stay bonded and excelling throughout the year.
Northwestern, what do you see from them on tape when you take a first look?
I see an extremely hard-working team, an extremely competitive team that plays very hard, very physical, and fast. So I'm very excited to get the chance to compete with them.
Get back to Memorial Stadium. I'm sure you like that, right?
It's going to be very fun, very fun.
Yeah, so the military game as well, just a special game, but you've had the last couple of years to play at Memorial Stadium. What's that been like, that whole environment?
Yeah, it's second to none, honestly. It's definitely something I've never experienced before prior to coming here, just, the love that outpours from the fans every Saturday. So I can't be more appreciative of all the people that come out every single weekend, time and time again.
Well, Sierra, appreciate it. Thanks so much again. Last one out the practice field, and you're one of the hardest workers in this room, so appreciate the time.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah, awesome to chat with Sierra. Just a great one of the great veteran voices for the Black Shirts for a pass defense that has been tremendous this year. But you heard Coach Rule say it, one of the issues that has been tackling from the secondary. So can that get cleaned up against a Northwestern rush offense that has been very impressive? Look, it's a Northwestern team that's won 4 consecutive games coming in. Their victory is what fired James Franklin at Penn State. It was their first win against Penn State on the road since 2014. They went back at home and they shut out Purdue, so they've been able to follow up success with more success. So it's been a really good season, off to a 5-2 start, 3-1 in the Big Ten. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Also, as a farmer, challenges arise daily with the new enhanced Channel Seed brand. You can tackle them all. Rise to the challenge with Channel. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Cornhusker kickoff is back as we are back at home over the next 2 weeks. But women's basketball will be there at 9 a.m. to sign autographs. Southern Fried will be the musical guest this week. Also, you'll have appearances from the Scarlets and the mascots as well. So it is a free event. Make sure you get out to Cornhusker kickoff this week before the game, 11 a.m. kickoff. I know it's an early one. Next week, it'll be the blackout, of course, the all-black uniforms and the introduction of those to Memorial Stadium and to Husker football. And in front of a sold-out crowd the next 2 weeks, it should be a lot of fun. So you have the early morning kickoff and then the night kickoff coming up against USC. Also, another hour of Sports Nightly. Jessica Coody will take you through the next hour. You're going to hear from Danny Busboom Kelly. What a start it has been for number 1 volleyball. A lot of news coming yesterday from Troy Dannon's show and what the possible future could be in terms of some interesting road matchups for Nebraska and some really cool venues that we could see. Basketball is raring to go. We saw already the big win from men's basketball and Coach Hoiberg against BYU, the number 8 team in the country. Amy Williams, though, on the women's side, she sat down with Jessica Coody as well to talk about the upcoming women's season for the Huskers. So you have, it's been the night of the head coaches. We appreciate Coach Rule. We appreciate Sierra Wright for joining us on the Nebraska football show here tonight. And you have Danny Busboom Kelly coming up, Amy Williams for the second hour of Sports Nightly. Our coverage on Saturday, 11 hours of game day coverage. Starts 7 a.m. Husker game day. Damon Benning, Ben McLaughlin, the whole crew is back together. We'll have Matt Coatney, Jeremiah Searles on Big Red Reaction as well. Of course, myself, Damon Benning, and Jessica Coody will have the call for the Huskers and the Northwestern Wildcats. We will talk to you coming up tomorrow for more Sports Nightly. We appreciate you tuning in. Big thanks to Coach Rule and Sierra Wright. Stick with us on the Huskers Radio Network.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorseed Enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore Enlist corn. And other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
At Woodhouse, it's more than just buying a car. It's about the experience. Our team is dedicated to making every visit seamless, enjoyable, and personalized to your needs. Explore a wide selection of vehicles, from SUVs and sedans to trucks and luxury models, all backed by expert guidance and exceptional service. Whether it's your first car or your next upgrade, discover why generations of drivers trust Woodhouse for a truly memorable experience. Visit us at woodhouse.com today.
Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
It's time for the Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show.
Great dig by Corley. Left side, joust down Nebraska back row attack. T. Sigler, she comes flying in there. Kaboom! Whoo! Pass made by Demetrician. Outside set, Jacobs blocked back. Virginia Adriano, leaning tower of Turin. Nebraska's up 14-11. Morganberg serves again to the middle back. Pass by Harper the side. And Manayo Beche, kaboom! We're done in Ann Arbor. 25-18 in the third after 25-18 and 25-13 in the first two. Another opponent unable to get to 20 in any of the three sets.
Now, alongside head coach Danny Bus Boom Kelly, here's your host, Jessica Coody.
And welcome back, hour number 2 of Sports Nightly and our Nebraska Volleyball Show. We're going to continue. We have a trio of head coaches joining us here over the next couple hours. We heard from Matt Roll, and now we're going to hear from Danny Busboom Kelly here in a little bit. We'll hear from Amy Williams. So what a show tonight. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks. Thank you.
Well, Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Going to chat with Coach Busboom Kelly here for a few minutes. But what another impressive weekend. Another sweep, another couple of records. It's just, I guess, par for the course for this program.
It is, and this year especially, it's just been really fun to be on the road, and the road games have been a blast, and obviously we're playing well, so I thought Michigan and Michigan State are both very solid teams, and just proud of the way we handled the weekend overall.
You guys are able to take a full day off, no classes, the fall breaks, change up the schedule a little bit. How nice was that to have at this point of the season?
It's great. You know, when you can have a day off of volleyball and school, it's just a complete mental reset for the girls, but also for the staff. It's just nice to have a day where you have nothing and can focus on you and then kind of reset for the rest of the week. And then even being able to move practice up yesterday was great, just being able to give them another almost full day of where they can do something that they enjoy.
Absolutely. You know, is this time of year with the weather and all that, are you a fan of the changing of the weather, the fall and all
Not
of that?
really. Who's a fan of the cold? I don't know that many people. So I just hate when fall gets skipped and it goes from summer to winter. But feels like we're going to have some nice days coming up.
Are you a pumpkin spice person?
I actually do like pumpkin spice.
Okay.
Yes.
I know a lot of your players are big coffee people, so
Yeah.
and pumpkin spice seems to be everywhere now.
Yes. I don't even think they love the pumpkin. Who knows what they like.
They're coffee connoisseurs, that's
Yes.
for sure. Well, you know, when you start to have these kinds of performances where it's hard to like nitpick. I mean, how do you guys as a staff go about, you know, the breaking down the film and evaluating and, hey, what are the things we can work on? Is it getting more challenging to do that with this group?
You know, it is to a certain extent. You know, we're obviously really talented and playing well, but I keep going back to the fact this team's fallen short. The bulk of this team the last 2 years, and they really know what it takes. And I have not felt like we've taken for granted practice opportunities or chances to get better. And also going back to it's such a deep team, and you got to fight for your spot every day and continue to play great. And I don't know. I just feel like they're still pretty hungry, and it is a little bit unique being this late into the season or the end of October that as a coach you still feel that way.
Yeah, I've been asked a lot about that, and I feel like even though it maybe look easy on when you're out there on matches, nothing can challenge them as much as what you guys are doing in practice, right?
For sure.
I mean, they battle every single day.
Yep, we battle every day. As a staff, I feel like we've been doing a great job of making sure we can compete every day. Just the cadence of our practices, where every practice is got some sort of battling where we're challenging each other. But just proud of the way our team's handled things up to this point, and feels like we're setting ourselves up to have a good finish.
Well, Andy Jackson is the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. What did you see and like out of her performance over the weekend?
Man, just the way she's blocking right now is really impressive, just the growth she's had. And I feel like we've gotten in her the mindset of she's going for stuffs, not touches, and you're seeing that translate. She's so fast and so athletic and obviously a great jumper. So how can she turn blocks into points? And then just her offensive abilities are still evolving, which is crazy to say because she's so good. She was so good last year offensively, and you're going to see some of the routes she's running and just making great decisions. Just really impressive how she's grown, even something that's already so great, that there's still room for improvement.
Yeah, I was going to say, how hungry is she? I mean, I know you talked about even with Harper Murray, a lot of times maybe going into your junior year, you have a little bit of a, not quite as hungry to get in the gym. But what have you seen in that in Andy Jackson and just her desire to continue to get better?
She wants to be the best. And I think having great middles around her, we have Becca's who's playing great, obviously. Manaya, who when she goes in, she's hitting 600, so that's some. And then Kenna, who's, hopefully going to redshirt if we can make it through the year. She has one of our most improved players. So she's surrounded by these great middles, and that are pushing her every day in practice, which is helpful.
We had a question that was sent in that was on that note. Who's grown the most this year? I feel like there's a lot of them that you can choose
for sure.
from.
I mean, Kenna would certainly be on that list. Coming in as a freshman and a late commit, she didn't have a lot of, familiarity with the program. It's like she'd been to camp the last 3 years. So just the amount of improvement she's made has been really great to see. I also think Carrie, all the freshmen, you can put them all in the same group.
The football
Carrie,
show presented
from
by
January to now has really improved, and she's another person we're hopefully going to redshirt. But there's been a lot of days where are we doing the right thing? Could we use her for this match or in this role? But obviously we have a deep team, so there's plenty of people that can get it done this year. It's just her future's so bright.
It's a good problem to have.
It is.
Well, you had a season-high 9 aces, just 4 service errors against Michigan State. Andy was a part of that. Terea Sigler was a part of that. What was working from the service line for you guys?
Just the way Terea was making her serve change depth. So she was dropping in front of the passers, then she'd drive it deep. It was her best serving game by far, and we've been working on that really hard in practice. So to finally see it start translating into matches is really good to see, because that's always the key with serving. You can do it in practice, but can you do it when there's a point on the line or in a big moment of the game?
What about Andy, too, and just her ability back there? She's also a lesson for you guys.
She's definitely one of our most confident servers. It feels like when she doesn't score a point, as a staff, we're like, what happened there? Because she scored so many points from the service line.
I think it was Michigan when you were talking with JB and Lauren after the game. You thought that it wasn't maybe as good of a game, and then you went back and looked at the stats like, hey, it's pretty good. What kind of goes into that where it's maybe you're watching and then the stats tell a different story?
Well, that was against Michigan State. And
Michigan State.
Just feeling like, Bergen's been so good. And I'm like, this might not be one of her best games. And then during the game, I'm thinking that. And then you look at the stats and we hit like 360. It's like, well, that's a pretty good game for a setter. So, when you're worried or think somebody didn't play their best or things weren't as smooth and you still have those kind of stats and you're able to sweep in front of a sold-out crowd, that's just really impressive.
What have you enjoyed the most about working with Bergen this year?
Just the way her confidence has grown and the way she's taking risks and really trusting herself, I think has been the most exciting thing to see as a coach. And she's taking a lot of ownership into making her hitters better and to understanding when to set them and why she's doing it. So it's been, again, just a fun year for her. And I think she still has another gear she can get to.
Awesome. Okay, got a couple of fan questions we'll get to here in this first segment. A lot of people wanted to know why the switch up with the libero position.
Lainey and Liv are both so talented. They bring a little bit different strengths and weaknesses. And we just felt like, we wanted to give Lainey another run at libero. And even though Liv is playing great, it's like, can they both be really comfortable in either position and understand that we can switch them up and as a team, we don't miss a beat, and maybe the switch gives us 1 extra point or 2, and that could come down to winning or losing a national championship. So just want them to be really comfortable in whatever role they have and, try to gain a point here or there against certain opponents.
Sarah S. on X said, when you are on a road trip for a game, do you get a chance to hit up some local hot spots for food? If so, which places have stood out? This can be from your time in the ACC or the Big Ten.
Yeah, I haven't been to too many places. The Big Ten's a little different because typically we're in and out quick. You know, we don't play long weekends. In the ACC, we always played Friday, Sunday, so we always had a day in between. And I saw this question on Twitter, and nothing really came to mind except at Louisville, my assistant, Dan Mesky, loves ramen. So we would usually hit up a ramen place everywhere we went. And there's an insanely good one in Boston. But I don't even know the name of it. I just know like where it's at and how to get there from our hotel. But that place really sticks out. And then Virginia Tech has a great ramen. So if anybody likes ramen, you could probably give Dan Mesky an email and he'll tell you where to go if you're in an ACC school.
Do you like ramen?
I like it, not as much as he does, but I enjoy it.
Awesome. Good stuff. Okay, let's get to a break. More coming up here from Danny Busboom Kelly, and more of your fan questions coming up here on the other side of this. The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. And Sports Nightly is brought to you by Choices Treatment Center. If you or someone you know is struggling with problem gambling, free treatment is available in Nebraska. Call Choices 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300 for more information. Offices in Lincoln and Columbus. More of our Nebraska volleyball show coming up on the other side of this.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other. Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 8th and October 31st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 28th in Lincoln, plus a pregame tailgate experience. Don't miss your shot to be a part of the action. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City or Osceola Implement to enter. It's easy, it's free, and you could be cheering on the Huskers in person this season. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole. Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive. From enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
no slacking.
Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $3,250 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and 0 down.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back. Got another segment here of our Nebraska Volleyball Show with Danny Busboom Kelly. We'll hear from Amy Williams coming up here in just a few minutes. This time of the year is crazy, Coach. This crossover season, we've got hoops going and volleyball, football. It's a fun time of the year, though.
Oh, for sure.
You played basketball yourself, but you like going to PBA. You were introduced in front of the PBA crowd last year.
Yeah, I love PBA. Great venue for basketball.
Well, we had Troy Dannon on last night on the show, and he had talked about potentially expanding the Devaney Center, finding ways to get more fans in there. He also talked about some concerts potentially being announced. What concert would you like to see?
Ooh, that's tough. I like music, but I don't know artists very well. I've seen Morgan Wallen, and he was great. I would say maybe Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
That's kind of, or Shabuzi. Those are two like hot country names.
Yeah.
Those come to mind.
That'd be, I feel like a lot of people would check those out too. What about just the expansion to Devaney? How important is that? Just, I mean, everywhere you go, you're breaking records, but to add more seating here at Devaney.
I feel like it's time, and you know, we want to continue to show the country that Nebraska volleyball is leading the way, and just get more fans in there. The season ticket wait list has been long for years. Let's try to actually get the people that have been waiting to go to matches into the games. And I also think the expansion will allow for us to reserve some like single game tickets, so people that don't have season tickets will have a better chance to buy tickets, which I think is huge and just necessary for our fans.
Absolutely. Okay, got a couple of fan questions we had on X. Garrett wants to know, did you watch the Louisville Pitt match? What did you make of the performance? Is this the same Pitt team we won against in 4 to start the season?
Man, yeah, the Louisville Pitt game, I didn't get to watch it because we were playing, but obviously I heard about it, and that Babcock had 41 kills and just unbelievable player, and you think she can't, there's no way she could get any better. She's hit her ceiling, and she keeps doing things that are incredible. So that's really what I heard about it, and just how incredible Olivia played. And I don't think it's the same Pitt team of the last few years, just because they're not quite as balanced, and they lost the libero, setter, great outside, a 6-year senior. So way different team, but Olivia's still Olivia.
Yeah.
And anybody that she plays against, she has a chance. You could lose to Pitt just because of there's things she does that no matter how great you are, how much you prepare, that are very difficult to stop.
That's the reason why it seems like she's been playing for 10 years.
I know, right? And she's a junior. Feels like she's a 6-year senior. I agree.
Oh, man. John Meyer, not to be confused with John Mayer, asked you, what's something about coaching at this level and in these huge environments you're in that people outside the sport would be surprised to learn?
Oh, I did not see that question ahead of time. I don't know. I would say that I don't think as a team or coaches we get as nervous as maybe people might think. It's volleyball is such a great sport to look to each other, and it's very not easy, but it's a sport that you can block out the crowd and the noise around you because it's such like a social sport, and you're really into your team and your staff.
This one is kind of a funny one from Norwegian Forest Cat on X. Coach, you seem to be a reverse psychology wizard. First saying you doubted the Creighton game would sell out, then doubting the stripe out would work without free shirts. And they were both a success. Have you come up with a third challenge yet?
Well, probably there's some blackouts coming up, I know, with football and volleyball. And will Husker fans actually wear black and embrace that? So I guess we'll see.
I'm a fan of the blackout. I'm excited to see it.
It always looks really cool on TV and makes for a really fun atmosphere.
You like the black jerseys for the
I do
team?
like the black jerseys.
Yeah.
I like all jerseys. I mean, black, red, white, I think they're all great.
Speaking of that, we got another question. I feel like somebody asks every week, when are you going to wear the blazer or the jacket that Harper got you?
I'm going to save that, maybe for the blackout. It is black sparkly jacket, so maybe break it in before then, but it has to come out for the blackout.
Do you how do you go? I think I asked you about this before, just about your wardrobe, but when you're in a season, how do you go about planning what you're going to wear?
Well, it's not too in depth. Usually the morning of the game, I decide, but try to keep what I would consider better jackets for home games.
Yeah. Okay, so going into this week, we had talked about you got a little bit of a break, and change up the practice schedule a little bit, but what's been the goals this week for this team to kind of address and work on going into this weekend with a back-to-back here at home?
We want to continue to get better at, out-of-system blocking, and I think we have. I think there's still room for improvement there, and I think our offense is really humming, but we don't want to ever take that for granted, and that's really fragile. So how can we continue to have a great offense and continue to, get even if it's a tiny percent better there?
Northwestern on Friday is the pink match. You guys got some special stuff planned for that?
I'm not really sure. I'm sure we do.
Yeah.
But
well, wear your pink, I guess.
Yes,
on that
wear
one.
pink.
And then the Saturday, Michigan State. That's kind of not normal to play a team in that quick of a turnaround.
Yeah, it is kind of nice though to have it. Just this week we can work a little bit more on ourselves. We're not necessarily prepping super hard for two teams because we just played Michigan State. A lot of that is still fresh. So we really only have to prep hard for Northwestern. And then we can, again, work on ourselves a little bit and do some fun things in practice.
What are you seeing in Northwestern? What's that matchup look like?
They have a pretty deep roster. They're using a lot of players, so that's always a challenge when you're thinking about scouting them, is you can't really hone in on a couple players, and because you don't know exactly who's going to be on the court. The one player we do know will be on the court is a grad transfer from Kansas, who is a great player for Kansas, and she's a great player for Northwestern, so she's dynamic, fun, and that'll be another good challenge for us, is can we slow her down?
We had a question asking about your staff and the preparation and the film study and all of that. What does that look like for your group, and how do you guys go about divvying up how you do the preparation for each match?
We all, watch a lot of film on each opponent, and Kelly and I will watch more from an offensive standpoint, like how can we attack that opponent, and Jalen and Brennan will watch more from a defensive standpoint. And then, Brennan's calling our serves this year, so we all have a little bit of input on our serving plan, but that's mostly him and how that coincides with the defense.
How great of an addition has Brennan been? We've chatted with him a couple of times on the dig, but a young up-and-comer. I know Coach Cook had him on as a GA and then really liked him. And what has he added to the staff?
He's been great and just super passionate about coaching, and really gives a lot to his players. He's the middles coach, and he's always doing something different and unique, and taking it super seriously, their development as players, but also people as well.
Okay, Coach, I guess the toughest question of the day, because by the time you're on next week, it'll be too late. You got Halloween all ready to go in the Kelly household?
Sort of. We'll see. My 3-year-old keeps changing his mind what he wants to be. So, but I'm excited to get them in costumes. Hopefully we'll have some events to go to before Halloween, because Halloween will be at Wisconsin, obviously.
Do some trick-or-treating?
Yeah, for sure.
We have some more high chews over there that came in for you guys. So, well, thank you so much for coming in. I know it's been a little bit of a crazy schedule, but appreciate it, and best of luck this weekend.
All right, thank you.
Danny Busboom-Kelly here with us on our Nebraska Volleyball Show. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. When we come back, we're going to talk some Nebraska women's basketball with the head coach of the Husker women's hoops team, Amy Williams. Keep it here on Sports Nightly.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $4.99 a month and $0 down.
At CVA Grain, every load is more than a crop. It's your legacy. From high-speed unloading to premium grain markets and fast ACH settlements, smart contracts, risk management options, and local expertise help producers market smarter. With CVA Connect, you can sign contracts, check tickets, and monitor market prices all from your device. Learn more at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health, and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole: Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Fall into savings and drive something new at Woodhouse Chevy. Whether you're tailgating, planning a fall road trip, or driving your daily commute, there's a vehicle in the Chevy lineup that's perfect for wherever the road takes you. From reliable trucks to spacious SUVs, you'll find a wide selection of inventory, plus special financing and limited time offers available now. Shop online anytime or stop by one of our 2 convenient locations in Omaha or Missouri Valley. Woodhouse Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers: Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
SOS to the rescue.
Call SOS, a trustworthy company since 1950. Their technicians don't earn commission. This equals fair treatment to their customers. SOS is a family-owned third-generation company, and now to celebrate the 75th year in business for a limited time, get a New York AC or furnace for $75 per month. Get you and your loved ones comfortable again with SOS.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Call 402-391-2336.
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
At CVA Grain, every load is more than a crop. It's your legacy. From high-speed unloading to premium grain markets and fast ACH settlements, smart contracts, risk management options, and local expertise help producers market smarter. With CVA Connect, you can sign contracts, check tickets, and monitor market prices all from your device. Learn more at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Welcome back. We have our third head coach here in studio with us tonight. What a show tonight. Appreciate Amy Williams now being here as it is crossover season. It's almost November, basketball season. You got your first exhibition game inside Pinnacle Bank Arena coming up on Friday. It's here. Can you believe it?
It is here. I can't believe it. I feel like I'm at that place where every head coach kind of feels like, oh man, we could use another couple weeks of practice. But the players are just so eager to get out and play against somebody other than ourselves and our male practice players, and so we're ready.
All right, well, contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free. It's easy. It's the law. Friday, 8 o'clock for that exhibition contest against Mount Marty. I almost said Mount Marty. But before we do that, let's say you had a scrimmage recently against Mizzou. I know some things have leaked out about that. Do you like the way your team performed in that scrimmage?
Yeah, I thought that our team did a lot of things well. We surely have a lot to work on and get better at. I think the blessing of a close scrimmage like that is that we could change the situations, every quarter. We could do some things different with lineups. You can kind of, so I know that, both teams were short of a few players to some kind of minor, injuries that kind of were held out. So, not a real accurate probably depiction of anything that, but I did feel like we shared the ball well. We worked hard to kind of try to get our shot. 26 or 27 assists or something on the day, which I was really proud of with our team, is just the way they moved the basketball, played team basketball. And, but plenty of things that came out of that scrimmage that we still need to work on. So you have a lot of key pieces returning that we saw really have some good years last year, but then you also added some new pieces. How do you like the way everybody is gelling and coming together at this point? Yeah, I mean, I'm just thrilled with the way that our returners have tried to give of themselves to really just embrace all of, 4 transfers and 1 freshman that are coming into the fold for the first time. And I think they've done a great job of really just, kind of on the sideline, being able to take somebody under their wing, talk through the plays, like help them learn, just really kind of embrace what we're about here at Nebraska and just, be really good leaders. And I've just been thrilled with the way that our newcomers have just come in and they're playing hard and they're motivated and they're hungry and they're learning and embracing, whatever we're asking them to do. And I just think, we're seeing a lot of great contributions from all up and down the roster.
So first year since I've been here, there's no Alexis Markowski on the court for you, and she was just a beast on the boards. Basically double-double every time she played. Yeah. Who are you looking to? What's the key to filling her contributions on the glass? And I guess who are some of the players that you need to really step up in that area?
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think our team in general just knows that, not one player is going to be the one that has to kind of step in and try to do what Alexis Markowski has done for this program, but contributions from everyone. I think Lex, it was so easy to just get used to the fact that, we'd put her out there and she was going to come away with double-figure rebounds. And she's not just an accident, our leading rebounder all time in our program's history, right? But what we're seeing is that, Jessica Petrie, Petra Bozon, Eliza Maupin, lots of players like that are contributing, 7, 8 rebounds here or there, 6 or 7 from this one, and just team effort, everybody taking pride in the rebounding side of the basketball. And that's been a challenge. It's been something we've really worked hard on. I think our male practice players every day make that very challenging and difficult for us, but it's something we keep getting better at, and we're going to continue to emphasize.
A lot of people point to obviously Britt Prince and being her freshman season, but you had a trio of freshmen that really played some big minutes for you down the stretch last year. What are some of the biggest areas of improvement, of jumps that you usually see between a freshman and sophomore year?
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes it's strength and just the preparedness for, playing the speed of the game. And I think, we're seeing that out of all 3 of those freshmen that played huge contributions for us last year. Amaya Hargrove, I've just noticed the biggest difference for Amaya on the defensive side of the ball, and just, her readiness and awareness to be able to keep the ball in front of her and do whatever, if we're asking her to switch and guard point guards, then, she's athletic enough to do that. And now she kind of can predict, what's coming her way, and just is way more ready and confident on that side of the ball. And I think Britt has really gained some strength and confidence with just keeping it hooked up and really being more aggressive with her pace on offense. And, just that pace of play, is one area we've seen a great growth in her as well.
What about Petra? What area for her?
Petra is, oh my goodness. Well, I mentioned her commitment to the rebounding, but just the physicality of it. And I think she's finally seen, like, whoa, okay, this is a different level of physicality, and now she's kind of embracing it, and to the point where, we have to talk about, like, we can't have you falling out of the games, Petra, but she's really embraced the physicality. She is much more confident. She's been scoring the basketball really, really well and demanding it, using her voice. And, we hear her voice in practice, and that's an absolute treat.
Can we still expect her to knock down basically every shot she takes from the top of the key?
Yeah. She's a more than capable three-point shooter. It's one of the best things about her game is that people have to respect her out there. And, she hit 1 or 2 in our scrimmage the other day. I think she's really confident with that.
All right, have some injuries, I know, to some key players. Allison Widener's announced she's going to redshirt because just with the timing of that. But she's basically like an assistant coach, a free assistant coach for you over there.
She really is. And I just couldn't be more proud of, obviously the timeline for her rehab, especially since, all the injuries that she's been through. We're going to buy her the time to give herself the best chance to get really healthy and get back on the basketball court with her team for next season. And so she is going to be a valuable member of, our team and kind of our staff. She just really sees the game way differently with everything that she's been through and being over on that sideline. But she has just an incredible way of connecting with her teammates and finding ways to message to them, things that she's seeing from the sideline. And she's just such a valuable, experienced player that can give that message. And so, we are going to count on her and depend on her, and our team will will really go as she helps us go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like every new player come in, or even the young players, really talk about her impact and how she welcomes everybody, and that culture piece of your program that's so important. How big a role does Allison play in that, even when she's not on the floor?
Yeah, it's just massive. And, we've had, team meetings where, people have been in tears just kind of talking about just what an inspiration she is to the members of our team. But I think it's just the way that she's so selfless and just gives of herself to keep high energy, keep pouring into everybody else, even when she knows that, there's no chance that I'm going to be out there with you through this, but I still want to see you achieve, and I'm willing to give my time, effort, energy to see that happen.
And the team went out to the Widener farm again.
Oh yeah, farm day. I don't know, for some reason, Jess, the coaches are not invited to farm day.
Oh,
so
darn.
I think they want to have that experience, and they have so much fun together, and we want that for them. And I just think they had a really good time out there, and I'm so appreciative of the Wideners for making that available to our team.
Who would make the best farm hand outside of Allison?
Outside of Allison, I'm going to go with Jess Petrie. Mm-hmm. And I say that kind of even knowing that her very first farm day, she may or may not have come home with a big bruise after falling off the horse, but she does have some farm roots back in Australia, and I could see her just getting to work and being willing to do whatever it takes. So.
Oh, I love that. Hey, okay, so back to the injury front. Natalie Potts, how's she progressing?
Yeah, Natalie is just working her tail off, and our whole entire staff and team are just so proud of the effort that she's putting in to get back into the mix with us. Right now, she's just taking the next steps in the progression of her rehab process. So she's not cleared with us just yet, but is working really, really hard to get back out there as soon as possible.
All right, and then how about Kennedy? Because she was someone that didn't get to go through this right full go a year ago, played softball, but how is she kind of fitting in now that she's off the red shirt list?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I always talk about we have 4 new transfers and 1 freshman, and really technically we kind of have 2 freshmen. One is a red-shirted freshman. She doesn't feel new because she was here all last year. She's been around our program for a long time, but it's been really nice just to have her in practice. I think she's, learning and adjusting to kind of some of the speed and the length and things that, we see every day playing against our male practice players. But, I've been proud. She picks things up pretty quickly. She has a very high basketball IQ, so it's been a value to have her around.
Okay, so coming up on Friday night, first time inside Pinnacle Bank Arena, your team's got to be excited to be back in front of Husker Nation again.
Yeah, they are very excited. I may have heard more than once, like, Coach, 8 p.m. is so late. That's a long wait all day. I know they'll be anxious and so excited to put their real uniforms on, to run out in front of Pinnacle Bank Arena and the crowd. We're hoping that all of Husker Nation, after they watch volleyball, play Northwestern that evening, they'll just transfer right over to Pinnacle Bank Arena and take a peek of our group here for that exhibition game.
What will you be looking for? Because just one exhibition contest for you. You had the close scrimmage, as we talked about earlier, but what do you need to see? What are you looking for out of your group in this exhibition game on Friday night?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing we're looking for is, we're still at that phase. I think the scrimmage and the exhibition game provide us opportunities to take a peek at a lot of different rotations and how people play together, how they interact. But the biggest things that I'm looking for is just, a team that's going to set the tone on the defensive side of the ball, and with our energy and communication and just relentlessness. And, I think we saw some really good glimpses of that in our close scrimmage, and that'll be something we want to be able to build on and, make even better heading into the exhibition.
Great stuff. I'm so excited. Can't wait. I'm excited about your group. Both basketball teams should be really fun to watch. Should be a lot of fun inside Pinnacle Bank Arena. The next time we'll talk to you, it'll be time to kick off the season.
Oh my gosh.
Or so have already started. That's wild.
It's pretty cool. I'm so glad. We're so excited and can't wait to see everybody at PBA.
All right, best of luck coming up on Friday night.
Thanks, Jess.
Amy Williams here, the Nebraska women's basketball head coach, joining us here on Sports Nightly for the first of many appearances now, regular appearances here on Sports Nightly. The Nebraska women's basketball coaches show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, where people don't have your money has people. And again, you can be a part of the action inside Pinnacle Bank Arena and all season long. Huskers.com/tickets to get those tickets to be inside Pinnacle Bank Arena for this Nebraska women's basketball team. All right, got to get to a break. We're back to wrap up the show next.
At Woodhouse Honda, we've got the perfect vehicle for every lifestyle. Shop the full Honda lineup and take advantage of limited time offers happening now. Lease the 2025 Honda Ridgeline Sport for $249 a month for 36 months and 10,000 miles per year. Visit us in-store off Highway 281 in Grand Island or online at woodhousehonda.com. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra, security deposit waived, $6,500 due at signing, plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Stock number GH250128. Offer expires October 31st, 2025. See dealer for details.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins'. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Hey, Husker fans, every grower's got that game-winning play. Maybe it's upgrading that old pivot, switching up the play with smart tech, or controlling water like a pro. Valley Irrigation's putting $100,000 on the line to back 2 growers ready to score big. This is your chance to get that $75K or $25K irrigation grant, plus a $50 parts or service voucher just for logging in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Visit valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. That's valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back. Final segment here of what a show, a jam-packed show here tonight. Coach Rule, Coach Busboom Kelly, Coach Williams. I mean, the trio of head coaches, that was fun, but that's what happens this time of the year when we got everything going on at once. But we appreciate all the head coaches for spending some time with us here tonight. And so we had some fun with the head coaches of those programs, and a big weekend ahead as women's basketball takes the court on Friday night at 8 o'clock. You can head on over if you go to the volleyball on Saturday night, pink match against Northwestern. After that, head on over to women's basketball. And then Saturday should be a hopping day as well. Cornhusker kickoff is back. We've talked a lot about that during home games, so it's been a couple weeks since we've been back. So regular scheduled programming for the Cornhusker kickoff. They're still working on a team. I'm told that it's potentially women's basketball, but that's not for sure yet. But they will have, of course, a Husker sports team there to sign autographs. They'll have some entertainment, live games, all kinds of things going on. But it's 3 hours before kick, so it will start at 8 a.m. With the 11 a.m. kickoff, it's 3 hours before. So next week for the 6:30 kick for USC, it will be 4 hours before. So we'll start 2:30. But this weekend, 8 a.m., those doors open inside the Hawks Championship Center, all that fun stuff going on for the Cornhusker kickoff. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. So we had the athletic director, Troy Dannon, on the show last night. He had kind of alluded to the fact that there would be an announcement coming out with one of the first concerts that will be in Memorial Stadium as they continue to bring new events to the stadium and generate that revenue. The Savannah Bananas will be here in June, and in July, it's the Boys from Oklahoma Stadium Tour. So this is a group that there's multiple acts that are going to be here, but Cross Canadian Ragweed, Turnpike Troubadours, and a couple other special guests, Cody Jinks, Flatland Cavalry, more. So they've made some stadium stops. They were in Stillwater, Oklahoma State. I had a lot of friends and family go to that one. They had a lot of fun there. I think it was sold out or almost sold out there, but that is going to be coming up on August 22nd, 2026. And so they put out the announcement today. Pre-sale signups starting today. They will end on October 27th at 5 p.m. So the pre-sale purchases start on October 29th at 10 a.m. And then any remaining general public tickets will be available on October 31st at 10 a.m. So you can sign up for all of that at theboysfromoklahoma.com, and you can also learn more. Huskers.com has all of that information posted now. So that concert we were told about has been announced. It's the Boys from Oklahoma, so we will continue to see those different acts coming into the stadium. But there's the first two, the Savannah Bananas and the Boys from Oklahoma. So yeah, if you want to be a part of that and get some pre-sale tickets or information, it's going on right now. And you got a few days, about a week to be signed up for that and before they go on sale officially. So Huskers.com/tickets or theboysfromoklahoma.com for more information on that. Again, coming up Saturday, August 22nd. All right, that is going to do it for us. Again, appreciate everybody being a part of this one today. It's a big weekend coming up this weekend. We mentioned, the Cornhusker kickoff, Northwestern, all that, all the different events that are crossing over. But it's also the annual Military Appreciation Game. We've talked every year, the Operation Hat Trick. Nebraska continues to lead the way in that, in funding and a lot of the revenue that comes back and benefits veterans right here in the state of Nebraska. And so the visit that takes place, that they bring in some of the veterans and they get to go watch practice and be a part of the football kind of goings on and a game week preparation. That happens tomorrow. So a special visit tomorrow for Nebraska football. And we're going to hear a little bit about that and just the benefits of Operation Hat Trick, why it's so important to this athletics department coming up tomorrow night with Lana Hendricks. So we'll be able to recap how that visit went. It's always so great to hear. There's so many stories and hearing some of the guys that have, have ties to the military. So it's always a really cool event. So we'll hear more about that coming up tomorrow night. We'll also have our picks segment. So Searles will be back for that, and we'll have our Blitz, and so we'll have a full 2 hours coming up for you tomorrow night right here on Sports Nightly. Thanks to Josh, Kyle, Coach, all the coaches for being a part of this one. We'll talk to you tomorrow night here on Sports Nightly.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed-less corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore-less corn. And other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop, View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
At Woodhouse, it's more than just buying a car. It's about the experience. Our team is dedicated to making every visit seamless, enjoyable, and personalized to your needs. Explore a wide selection of vehicles, from SUVs and sedans to trucks and luxury models, all backed by expert guidance and exceptional service. Whether it's your first car or your next upgrade, discover why generations of drivers trust Woodhouse for a truly memorable experience. Visit us at woodhouse.com today.
Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole: Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com